Homeless Joe's back, a bit of Terraria, and another little topic to talk about. This time, I'm going to be talking about somewhat of like the human condition and how humans, I don't feel like humans are ever going to be, let's say, happy with what they have, and the reason why that is. On my own today, couldn't get anyone. Reese is in Amsterdam, Ajani's who knows, so I'm here on my own. So what I want to talk about is like, let's just start with, say, depression. Depression is a thing that a lot of people suffer with, a lot of people behind closed doors suffer with, and it's worse in first world countries, and that is like kind of boggles your mind, because you're like, shouldn't all these people in poor third world countries be a lot more depressed than what we have? But it isn't the case. Like, the first world countries have the highest suicide rates, the highest depression rates, the most people being treated for depression. And that could be down to the fact that those third world countries don't report depression, because it's not really that big of a thing over there. It's not that really, they don't see it as big of a deal. But I think it comes down to the fulfilling nature of the kind of work we do versus the kind of work they do. So for example, a bin man here goes around, collects all this waste, whatever. But if he doesn't go to work, he's replaced by somebody else. But if a bin man in, say, Taiwan isn't replaced, then that job doesn't get done. That job isn't going to get done by somebody else. The job is just passed up. So he can do it, and only he can do it, because they're so spread thin. They hire so little people to do so big of a job. I watched a documentary on it where a guy from England went to I can't even remember what country it was, to do exactly that. And he was just blown away with the amount of work that they had to do, how long they had to do, and then were paid in like half cigarettes and shit. But they go home and they chill with their family and they're happy as fuck, because their life's fulfilling. They go to work, they know that there's very little people who would do the job that they're doing, who can do the job that they're doing. And then they make the money and feed their family, and they're back out again the next day. These people, they have that fulfillingness in life, and it keeps them going. Whereas in first world countries, you sit in an office. If you call in sick, Amanda's going to do your job for you. It's not really that big of a deal. So you never get that fulfillment that they're getting over there for your job. And I think that really is important to know and to remember, that everything you do needs to have some healthy health-based ramifications. Don't go out, don't get a regular job, blah blah blah, because it's not going to make you happy. Because you need to make money. Everyone needs to make a bit of dough. So a human needs to do other stuff outside of just, I'm gonna go sit in front of this fucking computer screen for 8 hours, and then I'm gonna want to kill myself and go home. And that's led to a massive rise in suicide rates recently. And you would think life is easy, man, compared to how it's been. Like, I'm not gonna get clubbed by another guy from another barbarian troop. It's not gonna happen. So why are people killing themselves so often these days? And it just comes down to the fulfillment in life. People are not fulfilled. A carpenter, for example, every time he makes a table or a chair or whatever, door frame, he gets fulfillment in a job that he can see is complete. He sees that item there that he has crafted from basically nothing. And it sends like a kind of primal shot of dopamine in his brain, and he feels like he's done something. He feels like he's provided. He feels like he's created something that didn't exist before. Whereas if you type and send an email, write a spreadsheet that somebody else is going to use, you don't get that same sort of physical dopamine injection. So you're kind of just running on. People live for the weekend. They work and do everything so that they can go out on the weekend and enjoy themselves and enjoy their life. And I think it's tragic, man. It's tragic. People are not made to live for 2 days. We're not there to work 80 hours a week and then have a week off, and then, or even that seems all right. You work a hell of a lot to have a long time off. People are working 45 hours, having 2 days off, going back to work. That's not good. It's not good for the human mind. It's not how we should function. And it's become such a thing in this world that working and providing and all of this is so important that fuck your health. Your health, people will sacrifice their mental and physical health just to seem like, all right, for example, me and Reese have this conversation all the time. Any person who's successful will tell you there's roadblocks in the way. There's people that are going to say you can't do this, you shouldn't do this, blah, blah, blah. Basically, stop taking risks. Why is that the case? Why is there always people who are telling you you can't make it, you can't do it, it's not worth the risk, blah, blah, blah. Stick at this normal job you're doing. Why is there always those people out there? And this just comes down to the human condition. You'd think that humans want to help everybody succeed. Everybody wants to be successful. But no. Misery loves company. That's the best saying. That's a saying that resonates with me so hard. Misery loves company. It's like crabs in a bucket. There's an old adage. If there's crabs in a bucket and one tries to escape, all of the rest pull him down. That's not how it should work. Everybody should be working at a common goal to be successful. But when one person sees another person being successful, they're like, hold on. How can they do it and I can't do it? And they try and bring you down. They may not even necessarily know they're doing it. I honestly believe that a lot of people who are doing it don't even see that they're doing it. They don't realize. But at the end of the day, they're still doing it. And you notice. You might not say anything to them, but you notice. And I think that that's what it really comes down to. So nobody wants to take any risks. Nobody wants to pursue what they actually want to do because they're all too busy. All right, in a first world country, it's hard to die. No one starves to death anymore. Well, not many people starve to death anymore unless they're literally forced to. In a first world country, it doesn't happen. No one starves to death. So, what's the biggest risk of you? If you have nothing to lose, you're a single man, blah, 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 and you just want to take a massive leap of faith. And there's people saying, nope, don't do it. It's too risky. What is the actual risk? Because you're not going to die. You're not going to starve to death. Worst thing that happens is you're going to be out of pocket for a little while. Even worse things worse, you're going to end up on the street. But that's all life experiences. You're going to get stories from that. You're going to get different experiences. You're going to learn from that. And the next time you pursue something, you're going to have that knowledge. It's kind of like a very open-minded way to think of things. Where, I'm not a conservative type person. Just go for it, man. Just fucking go for it. Everybody should just go for what they want. And, yeah, it gets you in some problems sometimes. It gets you in issues. You get stuck in a hole sometimes. But I feel like risks are worth taking. Risks are what we live for, man. We're supposed to take risks. It makes you... We're a gambling species. And not necessarily gambling like putting it all on black. But many of us, when we just... I can't like get the words. I can't think of the words. Basically, take some fucking risks in life. It will make your life better. And I ain't saying go and mortgage your house and gamble. That's a whole different type of risk. That's a risk with a big reward, but a reward that's probably unlikely. So I'm talking risks as in Fuck it, yeah, go for that job interview. Take I'm getting absolutely overwhelmed by these slimes. Take that fucking, write down that business idea. Go to that meeting and try and get a business loan. Like, do that sort of shit. Take some risks. When your business is doing well and you think, I'm gonna take a little bit of a hit on my income here, but I need to be able to put all this focus in my business. A lot of people are gonna say no. A lot of people are gonna say no. Wait until it's a lot more stable, blah, blah, blah. But you know in your head, I need to be able to put myself 100% into this. I need to be able to pursue this a lot further. So I need to, you will always know, you will always have it in your head, and people will tell you otherwise, but you need to just be able to be on your own and be able to make your own decisions. And that really comes down to just, a lot of people don't understand that the words they're saying have big ramifications, giant ramifications. They don't know that when they tell you not to pursue it, that really sticks in your head. And when you, if God forbid you do fail, it's going to be that I told you so moment. And that really stops people from wanting to pursue what they want to pursue. That I told you so moment that came from all of the people who said, nope, you can't do it, blah, blah, blah. That I told you so moment that they fucking crave. They want it. They want it so badly. They're, oh, well, yep, see, I told you. Nah, I get back to what us miserable people are doing. And I think that that's detrimental to the well-being of just people in first world countries, this whole crabs in a bucket thing. And it's disgusting. It literally kills people. Nobody wants to take risks. Nobody wants to move on from what they're doing because they're all so scared of that I told you so moment. It's happened to me myself. I've had jobs that I've wanted to leave and I'm sitting there for months and months afterwards. I am a leave person, so most of them I did leave in the end. I'll be sitting there for months on end like, this is actually fucking with my head. So I want to leave. And I don't want to leave because if I fail, everybody's going to be like, well, I told you so, I told you so, I told you so. And what happened? Exactly that I told you so moment came. And I don't take that shit very well, honestly. Everybody who knows me personally watching these videos know I don't take that shit very well. So that I told you so moment may come in your life, but you need to just be able to just reformulate yourself and go back at it. Just go back at it. This blood moon is sending these slimes into a tizzy, mate. They want my fucking life. Yeah. So the human condition is it really is to create, and we're creative beings. We don't get any more satisfaction than doing something creative, creating something that other people are going to look at and enjoy. That's why artists can either be the happiest people in the world or the most depressed people in the world, because all they're doing is trying to appease other people. And even with these shitty YouTube videos, even though let's just say these shitty YouTube videos, things like this, you make it and other people watch it, and when they tell you that it was good, you feel it in your soul, mate. You want to make more, you want to keep going. You're like, yeah, man, I made something that people enjoy. And I'm telling you, it's a good fucking feeling. It's a good feeling when somebody tells you something you created is good and they enjoy it. It's a feeling that you won't get from, we've got some good shit here. I don't need any of that shit. It's a feeling that you don't get from anything else, really. Only creating. And if you're in a job where you're stacking shelves or flipping burgers or something, you're never going to get that sort of satisfaction. And if you're doing it to pay the bills, it's fully understandable. But as a human, everybody needs to pursue a creative goal. I truly believe that. I really do believe that creativity is It's the purest form of the human spirit. Fucking hell, I'm getting all human spirit on you, and this is before the THC anyway. Anyway, I'm going to magic mirror back. That's a 15 minutes. When I do it with other people, obviously it's going to be longer, but it's hard to talk for fucking very long on your own. I get really rambly and can't really form sentences like I could at some point in there. But anyway, if you enjoyed, hit the like button, subscribe. If you want to be part of this series, hit me up in the comments below. Check out other videos on screen now. But for now, people,